Thank you for joining us again for Let the Bible Speak. We are continuing sort of talking about this idea about not worrying about the wrong things. And within that sort of category, we don't want to worry about food and clothing. And at least this is the instruction that Jesus gave his apostle. One account shows up in Luke, the 12th chapter. So we're back in Luke as we were yesterday, Luke chapter 12. And verse 22 and verse 23, he says to his disciples, "Therefore I say to you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, nor about the body, what you will put on." That's food and clothing. He says life is more than food and the body is more than clothing. And then he illustrates by saying, look at the birds. You know, they don't sow, they don't reap, they don't have food stored up in barns. He says, but God feeds them. Are you of not more value than birds? He says, verse 24. And then he talks about, what are you going to change by worrying? Verse 25, which of you by worrying can add 1 cubit to his stature? Can you add an inch, if you will, to how tall you are by worrying about it? And he says, verse 26, if you then are not able to do the least, why are you anxious about the rest? And so if you can't even make yourself grow an inch, why are you worrying about things that you just can't control? And so he gives another illustration, verse 27, the lilies of the fields. He says they grow, they toil, they toil not. That means they don't work, they don't spend, they don't earn a living. And he says not even Solomon was a king in the Old Testament. He says he was not arrayed or dressed like the glory that you see in the fields, a field of lilies. In verse 28, he finally says, if then God so clothes the grass, which today is in the field and tomorrow is thrown into the oven, how much more will he clothe you? And this anxiousness and this worry he describes as, oh, you of little faith. And so this is what God says to his people. The reason why his people don't have to worry about food and clothing is because God says, I'm going to take care of it. And you can know I'm going to take care of it because I took care of the birds, I take care of the birds, and I take care of the lilies of the field. Therefore, you are of greater value than they, and I will take care of you. But what if you've not made yourself God's people in the sense that you've not submitted to his will? That you've not obeyed the gospel of Jesus Christ, and you're not living faithful. Do you think he's going to take care of you? The comfort that we have that is given concerning not worrying is given as a result of knowing that the Father is your Father, that you are his child, and that he has you so wrapped into his hand, and that he keeps you. But he only does that for his people. They can have that comfort. They can have that peace of mind. They don't have to worry about a thing. If you would like to study this more, really consider your life, where you are. Am I in a right relationship with God, where he keeps me in the hollow of his hand, where he picks me up like that baby and he rocks with the sleep, where he settles me down and he tells me everything is going to be all right. If you would like to study this more, give us a call, 843-553-5157. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for listening.